Professor Swaran Singh, who carried out a probe into anti-Muslim sentiment in the Conservative Party, said the turmoil of Boris Johnson and Liz Truss' chaotic stints in Number 10 hampered the Tories' ability to enact reforms. Tory chaos has undermined plans to stamp out Islamophobia and other forms of discrimination in the party, an independent reviewer has said. Professor Swaran Singh, who carried out a probe into anti-Muslim sentiment in the Conservative Party, said the turmoil of Boris Johnson and Liz Truss' chaotic stints in Number 10 hampered the Tories' ability to enact reforms. Mr. Johnson, who once compared Muslim women wearing burqas to letterboxes and bank robbers in a Daily Telegraph column, launched an inquiry in 2019 after the Tories were hit by a wave of complaints of discrimination against Muslims. Professor Singh's report 2 years later found Islamophobia remains a problem in Tory ranks, and alienates a significant section of society. It pointed to high-profile incidents such as Mr. Johnson's letterbox remarks and Lord Goldsmith's comments during his failed London mayoral bid in 2016, where he was accused of trying to smear his opponent Sadiq Khan. These comments give the impression to many that the party and its leadership are insensitive to Muslim communities, the report said. In an update published today, Professor Singh said the implementation of some of his recommendations has been slow. Training at the local level is mixed, and the large amount of documentation in response to the investigation has not necessarily improved awareness or action on the ground. No formal process has been put in place to handle complaints of discriminatory behavior involving the party's most senior members, the review found. Individuals coming forward with allegations were also said to need better care. Politics is a rough business, but there is no reason why the complaints process should be indifferent or abrasive to the experience of individuals involved, the report said. The churn at the top of the Tories was said to have had an unavoidable impact on the day-to-day running of the party. Professor Singh said, "It just took forever for them to focus on this." The political upheaval that followed the review's publication in May 2021 saw Boris Johnson and Liz Truss both ousted from Downing Street. Today's report said, the 2 years since the publication of the report have seen considerable political upheaval in the UK. In that time, the Conservative Party has had 3 leaders and 7 chairs. This turmoil has impacted on the party's efforts to implement our recommendations. Change took longer than expected, and challenges resulting from the interdependencies between recommendations contributed to delays in implementation. Professor Singh said the biggest problem was tackling issues at the local party level but welcomed fresh action from Tory headquarters as he undertook his review. In one case detailed in the review, a complainant was further distressed by no sanction being completed after nearly a year from the judgment, and the offending continued undeterred. No apology has been offered to the complainant, or demanded of the respondents, despite the panel imposing other sanctions, the review said.